Alright boys, we are back and it's time to continue with our Quebec City Ace Nordiques. We've started year 5 in the last video. We're the defending Stanley Cup champions, defending President's Trophy champions, so I do want to have another good year here in year 5. But for this video, all we're going to be doing is a big chunk of simulating. But I got to leave goalie rotations off, so I'll have to do the manual goalie rotations because I want to be playing Markstrom if he's playing good, okay? And I think if I go to automated goalie rotations, then Eddie Lack will get 60-something starts. So before we get going, I was reading some of your comments, and you guys were suggesting something I should change for my power play to maybe to help out. How about the power play minutes? You guys were saying to put Kapitanov on the point on the power play, and then bring up Michalek as a left winger and have a stacked power play. That's a good idea, but the thing is, Morgan Rielly and Aaron Ekblad, I really want to play these guys and hope that they can have like outstanding seasons in the slim chance that they maybe get that potential to go from red star to yellow star, right? Again, I don't know if it's going to happen, probably not, but I'm just hoping for the best. So that might be a good idea, maybe something that we can do if we start to lose games, but for right now, I'm just going to leave Kapitanov up there. Then again, we are 6-2-1 right now, so we're winning games, right? But it's not a bad idea if we do want to stack up that power play. And as for the San Antonio Rampage, you guys were saying that Henriksen, the grinder that we drafted, when did we draft this guy again? It was like third overall. I have him down here on the 4th line. That's because he's 63 overall. I got in touch with EA Sports and asked them about the Red Star potential. You know, how do you maintain players? And they said that they're working on what's it called? They're working on the fact that too many players go to Red Star, but I didn't care about that. I wanted to know how to maintain a player. Right now, hang on, where am I? I want to go to roster moves. Yeah, they were saying that to maintain a player, what you want to do is you want to give a player the type of role that he has, right? So, again, like Peverly, he's a third-line checker. So if he had, like, 4.5-star gold potential, you'd want to play him on the third-line checking role. That's all the minutes you'd want to give him. If you give him first-line minutes, it's not necessarily going to help him. That might have been the problem with Aaron Ekblad, because we put him as a top 2 defender last year when he was the top 4. So we got top 2 minutes, and maybe he wasn't ready for it, you know? I mean, I got the mindset that that would only help a defender out more. Sure, he would suck for him, but he would learn faster, but apparently in this game, no. So when it comes to Henriksen, right? Where is he? Henriksen. He's down here somewhere. Yeah, he's listed as an other forward. That's worse than a minor league checking forward, right? It goes like this, like first liner, second. We're just going to go for forwards. First liners, second liners, third liners, fourth liners, right? Then it goes to the minor leagues. Third liner, fourth liner, these are all the grinders that we have, right? Minor league checking forward. That would be a third or fourth liner in the minors. All right, that would not be a top 2. It says minor top 2 if it has it there, or maybe it's fourth liners. Cause hang on. Because defenseman, I know it says top 2. Oh, it's only saying depth defenseman here. Yeah, depth defenseman is NHL between top 2 and NHL top 6. I just don't have any top 2 defensemen. I think like 76 overall or something like that is top 2 defensemen. So this is what I mean. It's all confusing. I don't know where I should put them, but I mean checking forward. I'm pretty sure that's a checking forward. All right, and then other forward. I think that just means like a forward that is not like a scratched forward in the AHL team, basically, right? All these other forwards. That's why Barkov maybe didn't do good either, because I'm putting him on the first line and he should be on the 4th line. I don't know, but I'm going to try that out. We're going to put Henriksen on the 4th line. I deliberately put him down there, okay? So I'm not going to change that. We're going to leave him down there, and we'll see what happens next year. Anthony Mantha can stay up on the first line, though. All right, so that's taken care of. I'm just trying to think. Was there something else I was thinking of? No, that's pretty much it, right? We're just going to go with this. So we lost the last game here. Markstrom is, what, 4-0-1, I believe? Yeah, he lost that game. So, you know, we'll just restart it because yeah, we'll just restart it. So Markstrom's in the net right now, 2-loss ratio. We'll just go with this. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some things here, like the future of the Quebec City Ace Nordique franchise, where we're going to be going with the next GM mode, because as soon as I won that cup, I've already started to see comments, you know, do a fantasy draft, the next one, pick the Philadelphia Flyers, pick this team, blah, blah, blah. I'm still going to be playing the Quebec City Ace Nordiques for a while. I don't know what it was, but back in NHL 13, one of my, my most favorite GM mode was the Vancouver Canucks. And we didn't even win a Stanley Cup in that one. But you know what? When you go long in a GM mode, I don't know. it becomes nice and fun. I also like losing in the playoffs because then it kind of creates a story, right? So I want to do like I'm not going to say 10-year GM mode with these guys. I'm not going to put a limit on it right now, but I don't want to just go to a new GM mode until we see a new roster update and hopefully the new patch, right? That's what I'm waiting for, because last year I think the patch came out like mid-October, late October, so that's kind of what I'm aiming for. I want to wait for EA Sports to patch this up so I can start a fresh GM mode with the second series that is all ready to go with the updated rosters and like the rookies that don't get bad, all that stuff, right? I don't want to start up another GM mode, be stuck on it for like 2 months, and like 3 days into it they patch it. So that's what I'm waiting for. So as of right now, we have no new plans to start up a new GM mode. We're going forward with Quebec City Ace Nordiques, and I really want to create a dynasty here in Quebec, okay? So what do you guys think would be considered a dynasty in the modern age? Obviously, the last dynasty that you can think of, I mean, some people would consider the Detroit Red Wings of the late 90s and the Colorado Avalanche as well, because modern day, right, they had a great run. But real old school dynasty would be the Edmonton Oilers, back when Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky, right? How many cups did they win in a row? I don't know how many they won in a row, but they won like something like 4 or 5 cups in like 6 or 7 years, something crazy like that. All right, I'm probably wrong. I misquoted that, but it was an amazing run. So what could we do? What would be a modern dynasty for the Quebec City Ace Nordiques? Is that 2 losses right there? See what I mean? I get all lost here when I do this. When I start talking, I have to have the goalie rotations off. Whatever. I'll do one more loss for whatever goalie's in there. But I want to set some goals for a modern-day dynasty, right? Like, we won the President's Trophy last year. We won the Stanley Cup. We've made it into the playoffs 3 years in a row. I mean, if you look at teams like today, like the Chicago Blackhawks, right? 2 Stanley Cups in 4 years. Is that enough to call themselves a dynasty? The only thing I don't like about that is the in-between years when they had 2 first-round exits. I mean, that just, it brings you back down a little bit, right? I mean, the first year you could understand when they got kicked out against the Vancouver Canucks after they won the Stanley Cup, right? I mean, the Canucks were a good team that year. They went to the final, and, you know, you can understand 1 year coming back. But then the next year when they lost against Phoenix, that one to me was the one that broke the dynasty up, in my opinion. It's just in my opinion, right? Then you look at a team like Boston, Stanley Cup win. Next year they got kicked out in the first round by Washington, which you know, it's okay to have that 1 year, but then you have to come back with a strong year. They went to the Stanley Cup Finals, but they got beat, right? So they only have that 1 cup in 3 years with the Stanley Cup appearance. I look at the LA Kings and I look at them and I'm like, yeah, that's a good team, because didn't they? I could be wrong about this, actually. The year before they won the Stanley Cup, was it the first round or the second round they got kicked out? I think it was the first round against the San Jose Sharks, wasn't it? Or was it the second round? Oh, I can't remember. But you know what? They won the Stanley Cup, and then last year, 3rd round appearance against the Chicago Blackhawks. You know, that's good. That set it up for this year to have another good run. So we need to kind of come up with what our goals are for this team to have a dynasty. I'm thinking in 3 years, well, we'll say a 4-year dynasty because, well, 5-year because we already had that last year. But you know how we signed all of those players to the contract of 4 years? We'll say for the next 4 years, that's the time that we have to get it done. So in 5 years, including last year, we already have a President's Trophy and a Stanley Cup. What else will we need to get in the remaining 4 years to look back and say to ourselves, you know, during the course of those 5 years, we really did have a dynasty? I'd like to say over the course of 5 years, maybe 2 cups and 3 President's Trophies, or 2 President's Trophies and 3 cups. If I can get that within 5 years, is that good enough to be called a dynasty? Or do you need to have a little bit more? I'll let you guys go nuts with that, all right? Because I want to turn this team into a dynasty. I think we're good enough. We had a little bit of a stumble there. And our first line still, our second line, look at that, McCallick and Shore. They're still at the top for our team here. This is weird. I'm expecting, what's his name? All those guys to eventually come back. I'm not even going to check out our stats just yet. I want to go up a few months here. The season simulation, I just want to take it to the trade deadline right away. Scouting assignments, we probably won't get there in this video because I'm not doing the automated goalie rotations. OHL, 6 weeks. Yeah, why not? 6 weeks for the OHL. There you go. All right, 1 loss there, right? Yeah, 1 loss for who? I don't even know who's in the net now either. See, this is what happens when I start talking like this. This is why I wanted that automated goalie rotations thing. It's a great little feature because it allows me just to do a commentary. But when you got 2 stud goaltenders, I mean, Markstrom, he's got the 12 wins, right? So if I go to automated goalie rotations, the game will automatically put Lack in because his overall is more. I wish there was something like automated goalie rotations and like you kind of set the ratio that you want between goalies. You know what I mean? It may be a little bit confusing, but that'd be kind of cool. All right, so Eddie Lack's back in. We'll give him 2 games. Yeah, there you go. San Jose and Washington. And let me go for a drink here, boys. Yeah, that's much better. All right. Oh, look at that. Jordan Eberle, he just took over the goal-scoring lead. 12 goals now. So that's what I'm expecting. How many goals did he have last year? 40, 41? He better be a 40-goal scorer again, or a 35 and 35, man. He's definitely capable of getting like a 65-plus point season on that first line. All right? But, yeah, Huberdeau, man, where are you? Where's Captain Huberdeau? He should be leading in assists. Mueller down there. Maybe we should, you know, at the end of this month, we'll take a look at our team standings. Maybe our power play is not clicking, our first-line power play, and then maybe we can make that change that you guys were talking about. All right, there's 2 losses, so we'll go back to Markstrom. Edit lines. All right. But when it comes to President's Trophies, right, it's nice to get a President's Trophy, but, you know, to be honest, I could care less about President's Trophies. Nobody remembers President's Trophies. It's all about the Stanley Cups. When you look back and you see a dynasty, you know, you don't necessarily remember all the presidents that you had in those years. You're going to look back and say, oh, you won 3 cups in 5 years. That's it. That's the extent of it. So, you know, this year it'd be nice to win the presidents. We could still do it. I mean, we could easily go on a tear here, but my goal is to win that Stanley Cup first and foremost, all right? That's all I care about. So, come on. Just get ourselves into those playoffs, all right? Maintain ourselves as a good team. I just don't want to have, like, one of those weird years where all of a sudden, like, we're barely a playoff team for no good reason, right? I'm just hoping that we don't have something like that happen. So we'll go back to Eddie Lack here. Why does he keep on going to this now? He keeps coming to the San Antonio. Goaltender, Eddie Lack. Is it automated when I go to, hang on, edit lines? Is it still on? Goes straight to the AHL. Doesn't let me select AHL or NHL from there. Whatever. All right. So you know what? We'll run with Eddie Lack until he has to come out, and then we'll check out the stats. All right, we can hit 2 birds with 1 stone. But our record is still like it's pretty good. Like it's good enough for us. 19, 13, and 4. I mean, just wait till we go on a winning streak. It's gonna come eventually. The winning streak has to come eventually. All right, so there's another win. Keep going. 1 more loss, and I'll take you out, Eddie Lack, for Markstrom. But right now, Markstrom's got the 13 wins for us, so looks like he is outplaying Eddie Lack. I mean, Eddie Lack has had the same chance as Markstrom right here. We'll check out the individual stats. Maybe Eddie Lack's not getting the goal support that Markstrom is. But there's another loss, so we'll change the goalies first, and now we'll check out all the individual stats. Why does it come back to the AHL team? What the hell's going on? Oh, my God. All right. Oh, no, never mind. I looked at Hendrickson on the bottom right, and then as I switched to the NHL, it still had Grinder, but it went to Grinder 81 because Hart to Kanan, and I didn't notice the name. I was like, holy shit, Hendrickson grew to 81 already? No, that was too good to be true. All right, so Quebec City, let's change the goalie. There you go, Markstrom back in there. All right, so let's check out all the stats here, the team standings, all that good stuff. So, Stats Central, team standings. Okay, so in the NHL, we sit in 11th, all right, 44 points. We're only 9 points out of first, though. You see what I mean? Like, we can easily get back in this. Goals 4 per game. So we're scoring enough goals, so that's not the problem. Remember, last year, it was our goals against that was outstanding, so maybe that's the problem this year. Yeah, goals 4 per game, 7th in the NHL. All right, goals against per game, 20th. So we're allowing way too many goals this year. All right, so maybe it's our penalty kill, maybe it's just our 5-on-5, but our goals against this year is absolutely atrocious. That's why we're not at the top. All right, power play percentage. We are 2nd in the NHL for power play. So, I mean, I don't need to move up McCallick and move down, what's his name, Kapitanov. We're 2nd in the NHL for power play. It's definitely our penalty kill. It's got to be. Yeah, our penalty kill is 27th in the NHL. All right, so that needs to be changed right now. All right, I'm not even going to mess around. I'm changing my own penalty kill. All right, player stats. Let's see what's available. I'm simply just going to put the best defensive awareness players out there with the best... yeah, like the 4 best defensive forwards and the 4 best defensive defensemen. That's it. If Kapitanov is one of them, Kapitanov is one of them. All right, so forwards. So, wow, look at that. Shore, McCallick, and Mueller are leading our team in points. And it's not even like it's not even like the second line or the first line is doing that bad. Like Eberle is kind of doing bad, but he's got the goals to back it up. Like he is on pace for that 40-goal season, right? And Huberdeau, I think he's catching up, but these guys are on like pace for like 65-point seasons. These guys are just taking over. So I'm not going to change anything. Our second line is doing outstanding. Our first line, Huberdeau and Eberle, not doing the greatest. Matthias, Hayes, and Bickle, yeah. All these guys, plus players. Who's the minus? Huberdeau and Eberle, minus players. All right, we need to do something about that. Those guys were so good last year. I don't want to break them up because the second line's doing outstanding. Kapitanov, 30 points in 38 games. So, yeah, the first line. And he's a -5. Morgan Riley, Ekblad, blah, 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 blah. All right. Goaltenders, Eddie Lack. See what I mean? Eddie Lack's goals against average is better even though he's 7-7. So, kind of weird. And they've played the same amount of games. Save percentage, Eddie Lack's is better. Interesting. So you know what, boys? I am going to go back to automated goalie rotations, and I'm going to run with Eddie Lack again. Because Markstrom, he's not getting it done during the season here. So you know what? Let me just try a little bit of a stretch here, okay? So hang on. Let me do some coaching changes here. Something needs to be done. Coaching options. All right, edit lines. So now we can use the great new... oh, my God. Why is it doing that? Now we can use the great new edit line screen. So I just need forwards. I don't want defensemen. Damn. There's no... I love how there's one for defensemen, right wingers, left wingers, centers, but no for forwards. Jesus. All right. So I need a... does it say that? Oh, I don't want to click on that. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. Brodziak. No, okay. So first line. It's got to be Huberdeau, right? I mean, let's see. Defensive awareness. That's what I'm looking for. Ekblad and Huberdeau. Yeah, Huberdeau... Hayes, it's saying to put in there. So, Huberdeau, Hayes, Hartikainen, and Eberle. That's what I'm going to go with, all right? So, Huberdeau, Hayes, Hartikainen. Yeah, I got to put these guys in there. Hayes and Eberle. Maybe that's the reason. All right, so Hartikainen, Hayes, and Eberle. Yeah, so I'll put Huberdeau with Eberle on the first line, Hayes and Hartikainen. Can any of these guys win a face-off down here? 60? Yeah, we're not going to have a good face-off taker. Well, hang on. They both have a similar defensive awareness. Let me just see. Defensive awareness. Hayes, Hartikainen, it's at 87. So if I brought up Matthias at 85 to take face-offs as well, that might be... Yeah, we'll bring up Sean Matthias then to take, instead of Hayes. All right? 2 shouldn't be that much. So where's Matthias? I lost him. There he is. All right, so Matthias with Hartikainen and Eberle with Huberdeau. Now defensively, let's see here. This could be interesting. I'm gonna play the offensive defenseman on the penalty kill if it says so. All right, I don't care. Defensive awareness. So Ekblad, Morgan Riley, Tyler Myers, and Goodbranson. That's the 3 that it should be. Oh, that's the 4 that it should be. Defensive awareness. Okay. So Ekblad, Riley, Myers, Goodbranson. Ekblad, Riley, Myers, Goodbranson. So not Kulikov, Riley. All right, there you go. Ekblad, Riley, Myers, Goodbranson. Okay? Ekblad, Myers, Riley, or Ekblad, Riley, Myers, Goodbranson. Yeah, and then Huberdeau, and we'll go with Hartikainen. All right, it's not Matthias. Well, for face-offs, yeah, you know what? I'll put in Matthias. He's been pretty solid back there. All right, so there is the improvements to the penalty kill. I'm hoping anyways. That should be good enough. All right. Now, hang on. It's 18 minutes in the video. Where do I want to get in this? Hang on. December. Do another. Yeah. You know what? I'll do another 2 GM modes today just because what are we going to do? Just wait till tomorrow to do another simulation of the season? I mean, I got my dynasty here. I know what line changes I need to do. 2 for the price of 1 once again.